Yeah, brother. Good fight, yeah. Yeah.
Back to live action right here at the Minderfilly Park. The second encounter between the defending champions, CLERY versus CHOISEUL. CHOISEUL in their traditional orange and the CLERY team in a brand new kit. Black outfit. Of course, CLERY winning the first encounter 1-0. And the CHOISEUL team was on the wrong end. Can we see a CHOISEUL team give us a performance similar to what we saw earlier in the first encounter? Make it very interesting. Hoping that CHOISEUL have all the required personnel here tonight to deal with CLERY. Good turn by the youngster, taking on his man. Try to get into the box area. Would want to deliver a better pass. Good speed. And CLERY, all the guns are on show. Crowd, decent crowd at the Minderfilly Park. CLERY in possession from the back. Raking pass. Lost out this time about. Ball comes across. Problem in the area. The goalkeeper not able to handle. So far, the CHOISEUL team employing a sort of like a mini press on CLERY, forcing mistakes. And that is what the mini press does. Ball out to touch, throwing now for CHOISEUL. Hoping persons in CHOISEUL are on the live stream as well. I know it's a long trip to come to support your team. But trust me, the youngsters, they need the energy. Ball into the area. Sempre in control, better known as Showtime or just Show. Trying to control the tempo and momentum of the game.
Believe it's appropriate that I can come in now and say good night to you guys via the live stream. Of course, you've been hearing the voice of Tennyson Glasgow, and I'm Elijah Williams as we take in this second match of the evening, the Premier Division of the Semi-Pro Football League. Let me get you up to speed with what a strike there by Yuan Degazor, better known as Buju. Very two-footed player. Belting that one with his right foot. And we saw that one ricocheting off the post.
Buju can use either feet. This time he chose power. A little more placement needed there, and he could have been on the score sheet. But that tells you the intention of the CLERY team. It might just be loads of more to come.
Yeah, let me...
Riquelme wearing... Is it Riquelme? No, Young Elva. Is it?
Yeah, you're
Riquelme,
correct.
yes, you're correct. Riquelme Elva wearing number 10 for CHOISEUL.
And the number 9 who played at the central striking position now on the left flank. Hopefully I can get through the team news quickly. For CHOISEUL in goal, Levan Modest. Kadim Agdoma is in the left back position. Jesse Jean Mavi Rizme, who played in an attacking position last game, is now in the center of defense for CHOISEUL. Hot Flavian is at the right back. Ajani Louis, Davel Edward, and Killen Mitchell, they man the midfield for CHOISEUL. And of course, Daryl Francis, the number 9, on the left flank. Riquelme Elva down the center, and Zidane Orbert is on the right flank. For CLERY in goal, Devon St. Prix. Lyndon Constantine is at left back. Donnie Lionel partnered by Darren Joseph in the center of midfield. Ajani Hippolyte at right back. Ronham Cooper, the number 6. Malik St. Prix and Jamanuel Xavier. Malik St. Prix dropping back into a midfield role this evening. He started up top for CLERY in their first encounter. Micaiah Wells on the left flank. Yuan Degazor is on the right flank. And Yannick Noel down the center for CLERY.
CLERY keeping possession. Is into midfield for Buju. The guys are looking to take on. Comes back. CLERY just keeping possession. Try to muster a shot from midfield. Eli, I expect CLERY to have a lot of possession, a lot of the football. What we want to see is full use of it. And then we might get to see some forays of counter-attack by the CHOISEUL team when they get hold of that football. The number 9 for CHOISEUL, despite a tall figure, carries a lot of pace.
Goal kick signal. It's a second corner. We saw Yuan Degazor take a powerful shot with his right foot. Now he's taking corner kicks with his left. Ball just fumbled there. I believe that was the boot of Donnie Lionel making contact with the goalkeeper. He had every right to go for that ball. Goalkeeper just fumbled that a little bit, inviting the big central defender of CLERY to have a pop. Carson Stanislas is the match official for this evening.
Asim. There's a little drink of water. The goalkeeper should be coming back up. A little gargle, just, shake up and wet up the face. And he will be back up.
Well, if he's not back up, he has backup on the bench. The person of Marvin Antoine. Based on what we've seen from these two teams during last season, I think most expect that CLERY will come off with all 3 points and do so in maybe some style, if you'd may. But the game is played on the pitch.
Yeah, by all accounts, I mean, if you're man-to-man, squad for squad, CLERY is a better team. Of course, CLERY are the defending champions. But the fixture still has to be played. Chances has to be created and taken. Like I said earlier, the CHOISEUL team will have to play out of their socks to win this game. But we have seen instances we saw earlier on where Grosley dominated and CHOISEUL was able, Canaries was able to get on and get a favorable result. However, is this CHOISEUL team built like that? Credit must also be given to the leadership of the CHOISEUL setup to keep those teams or the squad motivated after the first encounter.
Darren Joseph, the one fell there, but CLERY in possession. Johan Buju-Degazor driving into the box.
Has to make up his mind from very early. If you're carrying, if we're going to shoot, we're going to cut back. Because the longer you hold on to the football, the more attention you're going to be drawing to yourself, and it's going to be very difficult to deal with all those defenders before you. He's going to use the left foot this time. CHOISEUL, no nonsense.
Good recovery there after making that mistake.
But better passing from Elva could have resulted in more progress for CHOISEUL.
Akaya Wells there in number 24.
Interesting enough, Eli, I don't see any unjust Remy tonight for CLERY.
He's not on the team sheet and available for this fixture.
Might be carrying a little niggle.
Not aware of exactly what the issue is.
Free kick there for Choiseul. He might want the number 9 to lash on to something. Let's see the delivery there by Choiseul.
Decent attempt. Not enough to trouble Devon Senpri in goal for CLERY. But Davel Edward getting a shot on target.
Ball playing out the touch. Possession back to Choiseul.
It looks like for CLERY, Yannick Noel is on the left flank. And Messiah Wells is in a left back position. So that means Lyndon Constantine is in the midfield alongside Ronham Cooper and Jamanuel Xavier, Malik Senpri down the center.
Interesting.
So a switch, as I just made mention. Degazor and Noel switching flanks. You see that happen very often with this CLERY outfit. In an attempt to confuse defenders. Defenders may have marking assignments.
Better passing. Good switch. But CLERY not able to hold on to the football. Quick recovery there by CLERY. Ball played in. Senpri not able to deal with it. Choiseul showing no nonsense at the back. Senpri still staying down.
Seems to be in some discomfort, critic.
Sure.
Physio being called on.
Well, the physio is having a hard time as well. The physio needs to get on there. Physio giving you sort of like a stutter step. She starts the run and she stops. Starts the run and she stops.
As long as she doesn't lose the forward momentum, critic,
Yeah,
should be legal.
But the attention is needed. The physios themselves need to be in condition. So when the whistle blows and you're called on, you sprint onto the player. Back to live action. Young Elva unable to take control of the football. But with the opening 20 minutes or so, Eli, Choiseul will be content keeping their shape, staying behind the football, making it hard for CLERY. CLERY is still keeping possession, when, however, unable to make inroads in attack.
Of course, it's still early days, just 20 minutes into the contest. After the showing that CHOISEUL gave against Mabea Valley, you'd like to think things can only get better for them. Although this CLERY team is some tough opposition.
So far, can we credit the technical team of CHOISEUL to getting the troops back on song?
I don't want to make any proclamations just yet. It's still very early as we see CLERY almost getting through there. But they seem, CHOISEUL, to be settled. They seem to be coping with the movement of CLERY as we see the physio being signaled on there again.
No,
he's
goalkeeper is all right.
Goalkeeper is fine.
Long searching pass, interesting there. The end of this one. Very close. However, the ball was loose. It is a corner or throw-in for CHOISEUL. Just about to see this youngster can put in a long throw. Not bad at all.
Indeed.
No, I spoke of the initial throw. You had to change him. Good defending there by CLERY, but very good throw in there by CHOISEUL. Poor cross there. We haven't seen that CLERY team figure out what to do in terms of what CHOISEUL is doing. We have not seen them possess the football and try to draw the opposition. What we have seen is CLERY gets to the halfway line and punt a long pass.
Nice idea there by Xavier. With calmness of Daniel Lionel.
Good knockdown there by Sempre. Player goes in. Shout by the CLERY team. Referee signaling.
Yannick Noel definitely thought he was
Corner.
tripped up there. Let's see if we can catch a replay of that.
Nothing in this one.
Yeah.
So it's a corner in favor of CLERY. The Gazon, left footer this time. Good save there by goalkeeper, coming out and making himself big. Very brave by the youngster. And CHOISEUL continues to make it very hard for CLERY. Approaching the 25-minute mark. Very lucky. Ball spread wide. This time going to be a goal kick in favor of CHOISEUL. Again, Eli, the CLERY team not able to make those passes to penetrate the defense of CHOISEUL.
Of course, the CLERY already without the services of moving central main. We've not seen him feature as yet. And tonight they are also without the services of Pry
And just Remy.
and just Remy.
And just Remy. Very quiet at the Mindo Philip Park. You could hear some murmurs in the crowd. Crowd wanting some excitement, some goal scoring opportunities, some shots on goal. Basically looking for goals.
I think the crowd is heavy in favor of the CLERY. I think the CLERY came with a lot of support and they're not seeing what they used to see from their team. And you mentioned it a little early on. Team probably needs them to spur them on.
Yeah, but culturally that's not us. Oh, that's the second time he's tried this. Unable to find his man in the area. Good pace there again by the number 9 from CHOISEUL.
Yeah, Darrell Francis.
Yeah. I know CHOISEUL is noted for its cricket. He seems to be shutting around like a pace bowler.
Question I would have for you, Critic, is he a winger or is he a striker? We've seen him down the center. We've seen him on the left flank this evening.
I think he's an out-and-out striker. I think they tried to accommodate Riquelme. But clearly you could see he's an all-around player. Yeah, ball is ricocheted, gonna be offside. I think he's an out-and-out baller, but he's one for attack. But I would prefer him in the middle. Because he's coming, you could see that clearly he's coming down the flank, he's getting the ball across, but there's nobody to finish. So they accommodated Riquelme to do and find himself in the area. But Riquelme, I don't think he has that skill set just yet. Look at this, Eli. Some better passing. Nothing happened, just a lot of noise.
Almighty scream.
Yeah, he was looking for something, but again, just a little better passing by CHOISEUL could have just crack open a chance. You could see what they're trying to do, but just a little more effort in the passing, or probably just a little more accuracy in the passing, would have created a chance for CHOISEUL.
Pretty soon we'll be sharing some very new and exciting information for you from the Semi-Pro Football League. You know, when we're on the live stream, Critic, we always have guests.
But this time, your guess is as good as mine.
That's because my guest is your guest.
Continue with CLERY trying to press on. All going up. We just hit the 40-minute mark, Eli. And yet, CLERY can find their way.
Still a long way to go.
Yeah.
All but an hour of playing time left, along with whatever stoppage time that the official deems necessary.
Ball still with CHOISEUL.
Oh, that's
Goalkeeper is basically gifting the ball to CLERY.
made a meal of that. Luckily for CHOISEUL,
He escaped.
all's well that ends well.
He escaped big time.
Elva trying to play that 1-2 there with Killen Mitchell. Didn't come off.
Flag was up. Offside call.
The goalkeeper for CHOISEUL, Levan Modest, will be pleased to see the offside flag go up.
You get a little sense of frustration now by the CLERY outfit.
So we'll take this time to have a quick chat. The Semi-Pro Football League, as it continues to improve, as it continues to be more interactive with the fan base and various stakeholders. They are about to launch their website. The Semi-Pro Football League will be launching their website. I'm not too sure if it's live just yet, but it should be just about ready to go. And with me is my very good friend. You guys know him as 123 Digital. I simply call him Rankin. Rankin, good evening, my brother. How are you doing, man? Yeah, man. I mean, when you hear 123 Digital, you know something good is up. You guys have been around the block for a little while now. Marketing and communications. So the Semi-Pro is about to launch the website. 123 Digital, as you guys may have guessed. And the offside flag saves our interview. I'd have had to have digressed there for a second. Yeah. But 123 Digital, the ones responsible for putting the website together, what was your thinking, behind the website?
create a website, sorry, to cover all the games. You know, this is something that I really wanted to demonstrate. It's the first time that we've been doing a sports website. I followed different leagues like the Premier League, La Liga, also Serie A, to name a few. And I wanted to create a website which replicated those international websites or those international leagues, because I see what the San Lucia Semi-Pro League is doing at this moment, and I must commend the team for putting this together. You know, we could see that it does not just affect just the players, but it affects the community in a positive way. So, like for us, we wanted to basically feature the teams. We wanted to feature the games, right? Even the players on the website, and so we can also tie it together with the social media. You know, we also wanted it to be a hub, a media hub, so that after all the games, you could see the live scores, you could see the tables, you could see the
stats of the players.
Stats, everything. Right now, it has the capability of video. So I think the previous game is currently embedded on the homepage, so you can actually view it. And then this game, which has been played here, also will also be featured on the website. There's also going to be a gallery which would feature all the photography for the various games. So it's going to be very interactive, and as the league progresses, you know, the website will also grow.
So one of the things I think a lot of people would be looking forward to would be player profiles. We hear a lot of the names, but putting a face. Sometimes the patrons come to the park, they watch the game, but, you know, if they were to pass the player on the street, they probably wouldn't be able to make them out. So is that
Correct.
something else that would be
and definitely we would want to do that. You know, get every single player, including the photos. You know, have player highlights, and even in the media section with the news, we could literally highlight players and their progress. I guess the trades,
the exploits, you know, as well. Yeah, because
exploits,
we have a few players from last season who are, you know, have moved on to other things.
Yes, correct.
As a result of being seen in the semi-pro football league.
Know? Yeah, so even with that said, it opens the league to an international audience. It's not just local, you know, so...
oh, what a goal there! What a goal there by Yuan Buju Degazon! Oh my! Rankin will get back to you in just a second. Critic.
Yeah, we spoke about his exploits using both feet, and the angle was certainly there for him. Making no bones about that, he really struck this ball perfectly. A good hit, using every part of the foot to ensure that he got by the custodian in goal. Well hit there for young Buju. I'm happy for him because he has been trying. He's been, you know, really wanting to get on the score sheet. So clearly that should boost him in the way he goes forward in playing this game. CLERY finally getting one on target and now making it 1-0 in their favor versus CHOISEUL.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to be a highlight that we look forward to seeing on the website. It's those sorts of moments that you guys are looking to capture.
Yeah, for sure. And even right here, you know, we have the live feeds. All the previous games will be featured on the website as well, so you could even go and see, you know, past games. And like for me, the website is going to be like this huge library, this huge archive. So as the seasons progress, you should be able to go and be able to see previous games, previous stats, you know, of the players, the teams, etc.
A second goal there. Pardon me if I don't sound as excited after seeing that fantastic free kick.
And that one is a tap-in. You can relax. But it shows that the floodgates, they're starting to open. Remember, we spoke of will CHOISEUL be able to deliver the onslaught eventually. They did good after about 30-odd minutes, but now we are in a situation that the back line for CHOISEUL lost the plot and they don't have a clue how to recover. So it's going to be a very interesting hour in this contest.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to go with our mother tongue, I would say that CLERY have the clue because they have it nailed on right now. It's 2-0 in their favor. Just continuing our chat with Rankin here. Teams. Are there going to be specific pages for teams where people could go on there and check out the various district league teams?
Yes. We already have the teams or the clubs, I would say, sorted out, organized. All we are waiting for is just the information to input. So definitely we want to highlight that. So it's not just the scores, but any information regarding the teams and even the sponsors too. So once we get information from the sponsors, right, the sponsors could have their own pages, right? If the sponsors do have a particular promotion in the league or in the various tournaments, that can also be highlighted. Mm-hmm. That can also be interactive. The semi-pro professional league can also have like forms where you could run competitions to collect data, to monitor the fan base. Also, with collecting that data with the emails, in the future, e-blast could be sent. E-blast could be sent for upcoming games, player highlights, etc. And even, as I said, if the sponsors do have like whatever promotion, that could also be disseminated through the semi-pro professional league.
Yeah, I would assume as well you guys would be developing some unique content for members. Is there going to be some sort of membership drive on their member?
Yeah,
you want to get some membership for the semi-pro football league?
Yeah, of course. That is something that we'll definitely look into. And as I said, it's basically baby steps. So once the ideas are there, we are able to do it. The website is very scalable. So it's not just like a one-track kind of website or static website.
Yeah.
We want this website to encompass everything that the league has to offer. We want it to be international. It's the same way that when we want to see the latest news on the Premier League, we go to the Premier League website, or even Champions League. The website should and will be able to have those capabilities.
All right, Rankin. So when is the website going to be live?
The website is already live. So it's live today.
Hey, give us the handle for the website,
handle
please. Yeah.
Is SLU profootball.com.
SLUprofootball.com.
Yeah.
All right, so those of you listening via the live stream, SLUprofootball.com. That's the
SLU semi-pro football.
Semi-pro football.com.
SLU
semiprofootball.com is the URL for the semi-pros website. It went live today. Rankin, thank you very much for joining us this evening. You guys just take a look at the screen. You could get a sneak preview as to what the website looks like.
There's a table, so there's a table of
the results table.
The results of both the Premier League and what's the other league again?
The Super League.
The Super League, yeah. There's also the matrix. At a glance, you can see every single thing, all the games scheduled, and there's news, all the news items which would be created. That'll be also uploaded onto the website on a regular basis.
All right, Rankin Morgan with us, guys. 123 Digital. Thanks a million for dropping by, Rankin.
All right, and thanks for having me.
All right.
I'm hoping, Eli, that the website will be ranked highly. Information is always in a timely manner. So I like his name. So in the time as the season progresses, I'll be visiting the website, see if it lives up to his name in terms of ranks.
SLU semiprofootball.com.
I'm on it. But good job. It's always wise to get out there and give information to our fans. So with the advent of the website, persons will be more tuned in to the semi-pro league. But I like the name, Rankin. I'm not going to rank you out just yet. But good job. Yeah, man. Good vibe. Meantime, Eli, it is still 2-0 in favor of the defending champions, CLERY.
You say still 2-0, like you are expecting there to be more goals?
Yeah,
critic?
there will be. There will be. I'm certainly thinking. I'm thinking that there might probably be about 2 more goals
Another free kick in a dangerous
in this
position.
encounter. CLERY may at some point want to pull off some of their top players and bring in the fringe players because and this is what you need to do. You have to save players for other fixtures. Like I said, it's going to be a tall order for Choiseul. But, I like the spirit of the Choiseul team. Despite the first encounter and this encounter, you could still see they wanting and they're still eager to play. So that's a good sign from Choiseul. But it's going to be very difficult for them to come back after being 2 down.
Interesting to see who will take this one. CLERY being 2 goals up. Degazo is normally the dead ball specialist. And he's just as capable with his right foot as he is with his left. We saw him, curl and bend one into the far corner of his left peg just a few moments ago.
This one might be Malik. This one might be Showtime. Sempre might be the one to take it. He's already poised behind the football.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be him.
Yeah, this one is more suited for rugby. This one is more suited for that spot.
Well,
Disappointing there.
We know who's going to be staying back after training and working on their free kicks.
Yeah, he up for power. He needed a little more finesse with a dip. Yeah, finesse with a dip. But these things don't happen overnight. You have to spend hours doing this kind of stuff.
I think he has that in his locker. Just miscued that one.
Yeah. I've seen him done better. Not much time into the first half.
I was just about to say we're well into stoppage time. And there you have it. 2-0. Goals coming from the boot of Yuan Degazon and was it Yannick Noel? In the 37th and the 38th minute, and CLERY they lead CHOISEUL 2-0 at the half.
Back to live action right here at the Minderfield Park. We've been having a little fun, Eli, and of course, persons in the broadcast. A little chit chat here and there. This is where you get all the little tidbits of what's surfacing in the league. But as we resume, Eli, it is 2-0 in favor of the defending champions. And we're trying to map a way to see how this CHOISEUL team can come back in the encounter. Is it too much for them to do, Eli?
I will never say anything is too much. What I will say, it is highly unlikely based on what I've seen from the first half. But if CHOISEUL can somehow gather themselves, string some passes together, and not just in terms of the play, but in terms of the desire, in terms of the body language, wanting to try to get back in, maybe we can see something happening. We saw it happen in the first game. So anything's possible. But right now, from my vantage point, it looks highly unlikely. CLERY have not been playing the free-flowing football that we used to, but they still lead 2-0.
Yeah, sometimes the opposition give you that sort of trouble to crank it up and be fluid in your approach. Nonetheless, like you just said, they still lead 2-0. Long raking pass.
Pass the ball like a midfielder would.
Yeah, but it's...
He normally plays up front. He's deputizing in defense today. Marvey Rizme.
And we see Sempre on the byline now. You just heard, listen, I like to have little sound bites, That's our ball, Mr. Ref. Showing total respect for the man in the middle. Corner to CLERY. Defense there by CHOISEUL.
CHOISEUL player wanting to do a little too much there. Should have let go of it a little sooner. They looked like they had something cooking there on the brick. They ran out of gas.
Good take on there by number 4. Poor pass down the line. You see, Eli, early on you mentioned, that the CHOISEUL team probably have to believe in themselves, but I'm seeing instances of a little gulf of class between the two teams. You could see what CHOISEUL, the potential is there, what they're trying to do, but they're just not onto that level just yet in terms of quality.
A good observation. I could name a number of current and former national players in the CLERY team to sort of underscore your point.
You have a player down from CHOISEUL just holding towards his calf area on the right foot. Now that is a physio sprinting for attention. That's what I like to see. I'm not crying down anybody. I'm just saying the player needs attention, and the physio was called upon, and look how quick he got onto the situation.
By the way they're stretching him out, I think he got a blow in a peculiar area.
Number 13. Tell you a little.
Hot Flavia.
I'll give you a little story, Eli.
Take hot.
So when I played for CYO, first thing Mr. Cloudland said, this number will never be in his squad.
Number 13.
CYO never played for number 13.
Unlucky.
That's it. Never. Nobody played with number 13. From all levels. No 13. Name a player who plays with number 14 who's outstanding. At the top of your head.
To me, Michael Ballack played with 13 when he was at Bayer Leverkusen.
13.
To me, I say.
I'm talking about currently. I was speaking current. 14 is another number. Another player going down. I don't know. I must credit the leadership of the CHOISEUL setup. I know it's testing. Keep those players interested. Keep those players wanting to play, wanting to produce. Attempted cross there by CLERY, corner in their favor.
Oh my goodness. It's a good thing there's no camera in the country.
And if it's one thing, Eli, we must enjoy what we do. As
Of
much
course.
as the fans are viewing on the live stream, the players, of course, they enjoy themselves as well. Eli and myself, corner comes in swinger. Good take there by the goalkeeper.
Well taken.
Trying to get rid of it as soon as possible.
Lionel across to Ajani Hippolyte
Searching
there.
pass there. Good show of skill there as well. Good turn. Ball going down the line. Young Elva trying some tricks. Or pass there by CLERY.
And Hippolyte. That one in his stride.
Oh, good tackle, youngster. Still 2-0, defending champions lead.
I still think CLERY are a little bit too comfortable. I could understand that CHOISEUL may be caught between a rock and a hard place, being very mindful as to how they venture forward, not wanting to leave too many gaps at the back and then being susceptible to being countered or CLERY running the score line up. But if you're down 2 goals, does it make any difference if you lose 2-0 or 3-0? You need to try to do something to get back into the game. And I think from a defensive standpoint, they're allowing CLERY to play the ball around too easily.
Yeah, well, you have to be cautious as well. You don't want to be expansive, knowing fully well that you're already down 2. And you make mention of the difference in 3 or 4. It makes a big hell of a difference because you have your pride to keep intact. You know, you already got a drubbing in the first encounter, so you don't want to be back-to-back drubbings. So I think they're playing very cautious and, you know, alert to what's around them. I think that might be coming from the instructions from Mike, from the technical team. So I like what CHOISEUL is doing. I don't want them to go home under a CVS scoreline. So at least it gives them hope for the next encounter.
I get you. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of points are points. And, I mean, we're not at the stage yet where goal difference is going to make a difference in the game. What you want now is 3 points. And if you can't get 3, try to get 1 at the very least. A shot coming in there by Malik Senpri. I just want to see a little bit more fight coming from this
CHOISEUL team.
CHOISEUL team. You can be more aggressive without necessarily losing your shape.
But keep in mind too as well, Eli, they have expanded a lot of energy just chasing the football because possession has been paramount for the CLERY team. So to chase that football for a full 90, it's going to be very difficult. Here we see a ball coming in. Goalkeeper being able to get into the way of Sempre. And that's a foul right there.
Again, critic, I think he held onto the ball a little too long. He had
Yeah.
a player bombing down the right flank in a lot of space,
Once you get the opening,
and he opted to carry.
yeah, once you get the opening, pull that ball through. Yes, Productions, look at the form of the physio, the form.
Somebody come take Tennyson's mic.
Offside being called on Sempre. Still 2-0.
You know, there's a thought crossing my mind. The CLERY 2 are not up in the tempo. They're sort of in second gear. I don't know if that's by design or they probably just play into the level of the challenge that is in front of them.
Yeah, but you would still need one more goal just to put it beyond doubt and just secure the victory. 2 is always a tricky lead because anything could happen. You could have an own goal situation, a penalty, anything could happen in favor of CHOISEUL. So as much as they have the 2 goals, but you need that blanket, you need that other goal to just cement the game. I see another player from CHOISEUL staying down. I don't think the referee have realized this just yet. Okay, he's struggling to come back up.
It's Hot Flavian. He was the one down a little while ago. Seems to be fine. Probably was just catching his breath. And that's what I'm talking about, critic. You could hear the CHOISEUL goalkeeper urging his player to not wait for the ball. Come towards the ball. And that's sort of what I was alluding to when I say
get you. Yeah.
You can a little more
But that comes also with fitness levels. So as much as the goalkeeper is given the instructions, but your fitness level.
That's a nice long throw.
How comfortable in time and space that CLERY has.
Nice strike there.
Good passage of play there by CLERY. Goalkeeper up to it.
There's a Callum Marius. That strike there, the number 44 for CLERY.
Now they seem to up the tempo a bit. CLERY maintaining possession, going all the way back.
Almost like a training ground exercise for CLERY. Turning neatly, the flicks are coming on, all of the combination play. Up in the tempo when necessary.
Again, you see glimpses of what CHOISEUL trying to produce. All comes across. There's a situation, Eli. Disappointed there, not able to get on to this pass. But again, you see, when we mention a goal can be scored out of anything, here's a situation CHOISEUL created, and the player not able to sort out his feet to deal with this one.
Yeah, in the first half, Daryl Francis was able to get a couple of them across. Nobody within the vicinity. This time around, he did have a player in the area, but not able to make any sort of connection, much less a meaningful connection.
Yeah, disappointing right there.
No nonsense there from Lionel.
If we have someone who could pass to the number 9 for CHOISEUL, something can happen. Something can definitely happen. He's one who plays on the front foot, and every time he gets the football, he looks to take on his player. It would be very interesting to see this number 9 play with better service behind him. So it's something the technical staff from CHOISEUL can look into. CHOISEUL is a very huge community. Try to hit every nook and cranny in CHOISEUL and see if you have a number 10 who is a passer of the football to bring into the squad. That's work for Mike and his team. Straight back to CLERY.
CLERY slightly up in the tempo a bit, which is what I would like to see from them. Not get comfortable, the fact that they have a 2-goal cushion.
Oh, and that ball coming off the defender, not anticipating that ball to carry all the way through. Well, CLERY is still trying to put it together, but good defending there by CHOISEUL.
Comes off the defender and off Yannick Noel.
Substitution there right away for CLERY.
And Noel has been substituted.
Trying to pull it across. Unable to. Tough luck there.
And that was a difficult one to take one time.
Yeah, very difficult.
Or first time, I should say. Good run there from Jonathan Allen. Not able to make too much of that.
Jonathan Arlene wears number 7, Eli.
Correct.
Better known as Ganga. And that's the name he goes by in his community. Very good player as well, a player who can light it up as well. His luck is a little hard in itself, but he can score 1 or 2 goals. And we see Choiseul for triple substitution, bringing some fresh legs.
Hopefully some fresh inputers into the game as well.
Yeah.
The game is not gone as yet, critic. It's 2-0.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Still
CLERY still is offering a
24
glimmer of hope.
minutes.
Yeah.
Extra time to go. Who knows what can happen if you try to make a little bit of a push.
As you say so, we have a corner in favor of Choiseul, who might just get onto something.
A good ball in.
CLERY continue the possession-based style football.
A little too easy, critic. And Choiseul getting an opportunity there to do something, but this time Darrell Francis was
No, the pass.
flat-footed.
No, it wasn't on. I don't think the pass was on at all. It would have been too much for Darrell to do. Remember, he's been running from the first whistle. I would think by now he's on reserve.
Good ball in there. Senpri frustrating himself.
Yeah, his first touch was off. And he tried to get back onto this, but the defender was strong. Line opportunity there for Choiseul. Elva putting a little pressure on the goalkeeper. Cross comes in.
A little too much on that one.
Ended up in a throw for Choiseul. You just mentioned that something still in the balance in this game. Keeper for CLERY stays down, Sempri. Needing attention. Malik needs some attention there right now. hoping that he's all right. And we thought we would have seen a barrage of goals from CLERY. Looks like he need more attention than we anticipated. Still down, not able to get back up just yet. Seems to be a little injury to the right foot near the ankle area or the shin area. Ah, okay, well.
Let's just take this time to shout out our sponsors: Government of St. Lucia, the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, the St. Lucia Football Association, Invest St. Lucia, National Lotteries Authority, Brothers Cider, agents in St. Lucia, Order Shop, St. Lucia, the Bank of St. Lucia Limited, Court Unicoma, and Brady Cash, ES Productions, and Flow. I want to say thank you to all of Corporate St. Lucia who's come on board with the Semi-Pro Football League. And of course, we implore that some more of you should take the opportunity to come out and feature your brand. For those of you watching via the live stream, of course, you're enjoying the games, but if you come to the games, you have an opportunity to win yourself an AKT motorcycle. Compliments Court St. Lucia Limited. All right, so don't just keep taking in the live streams, but make your way to the venues, particularly when the games are in your neck of the woods. 10 venues, don't forget, this season in the Semi-Pro Football League. So there will be games in your area at some point in time, of course. Don't just go to the social media handles of Semi-Pro Football. You can now also visit the website at sluSemiProFootball.com.
You can hear the screams of the CLERY team making an appeal for handball. Nothing there. So Choiseul continue to press on. Anticipation and hope. Corner awarded to CLERY.
Good ball driven in there.
It's a corner given. It'll be interesting to know the amount of corners in this game.
I'm thinking by now, CLERY may just be into double digits in terms of corner kicks.
It seems to be a free kick. Eventually given the foul. Yeah, a little innovation there by CLERY trying to play this one all along like a daisy cutter. But however, the defender for CHOISEUL was onto it. Now we have a corner.
Cooper goes across to take it.
Cooper.
Ronham Cooper, that is.
Well, Cooper is a name synonymous in football in St. Lucia. Signal.
And now the CFU, president of the Caribbean Football Union as well.
Good clearance there. Elva chasing. Unable to deal with the defense of CLERY. He too hasn't given much. Not able to get the service that he probably anticipated. A lot of chase downs by young Elva.
Good ball in there.
Too much purchase on that one.
Weaker foot was too strong in that instance.
Yeah, what you want to cut back into is the area of the penalty spot on the second pole. He eluded both.
Game has sort of slowed down a bit again.
Yeah, very much so. Said earlier, some of the fringe players for CLERY getting a run in. Good showcase for them. Coach Jean Pierre would see what they're made of. Thinking he might just be a little bit disappointed knowing that, no more goals so far. Here's the situation, Eli. Cooper getting on the score sheet.
Strong left foot again. Did make mention in the first game he's a holding midfielder, but he can get forward. We saw him score some crucial goals for CLERY in the back end of last season.
CHOISEUL, of course, created that own situation on himself. So a little mix up at the back.
3-0 in favor of CLERY, and that's where your famous line comes in, critic.
Curtains. Curtains should have been drawn from since the first half. However, the game is 90 minutes. And now it's 3-0 in favor of the defending champions. Some free kick now to Choiseul.
Don't think CLERY has ever gotten out of second gear for this encounter, critic.
Like the song says, Eli, putting it in first gear. No need for second gear.
Second gear is souffre.
Bearing knocking tech. A lot happening. But there's no bearing. There's no knocking of the bearings tonight. Just stroll, comfortable win.
Well, CLERY definitely oiled the car. I can tell you that.
In the lineup, there is no Clovis. Yeah, it's carnival time, Eli. It's carnival time. Deganzo making his way back on the left flank. And we see Malik Sempri dropping back now, so like organizing the midfield. And we see Malik if it again. They do that every time to time.
Also just got wind that young moving central man is actually carrying an injury. That's why we've not seen him feature for CLERY as yet. Hopefully he'll be back fit and raring to go not too long from now.
The pass.
Of course, the next set of fixtures in the Semi-Pro Football League will be this coming Wednesday, the 9th of July at 7 p.m. Miku will take on Monrepo. And at 9 p.m. Deriso will take on Masha. And those games will be held on the Deriso playing field. And then we take a break for the Vaval.
Will you be playing mass this year, Eli?
Church?
Oh, if it was church, I would say service.
Thought you were a Catholic, man.
Yeah, that's what they say, you know. Are you going to service? Kanga blown offside.
Games will resume on the 23rd of July. Games are carded for the 23rd of July. That's the Wednesday after Carnival.
What venue?
My fixtures say the Monrepo playing field.
Wow.
But we'll just wait for confirmation.
Confirmation, yeah.
Or I should say the Miku playing field.
Miku, all right. Of course, you know they support football down that side. Just in venue 2 will be Deriso. Deriso persons enjoy their football. So the semi-pro will be coming your way.
Those games will not be streamed, by the way. So those of you sitting at home, you can make your way over to Deriso if you'd like to watch some of the action. Of course, 3 teams within the vicinity. Took too long there.
Player not knowing which foot to use, not having made up his mind. Ball coming up across should be dealt with a snapshot, ready, fresh off the bench. That should be a situation where Choiseul would at least go back home with a goal. However, they have a corner.
Miku, Monrepo, and Deriso, all from the area.
Same wing.
Marsha will be taking the trip down south.
Miku. Deriso.
Monrepo.
Honorable. Free kick to CLERY. Foul on the player. Needs to put that ball in the proper position. Not much left, Eli. CHOISEUL, any positives?
The score is 3-0. Could have been worse. I think
They did lose 3-0 against Zimbabwe as well.
5.
5. Slight improvement?
I think the CLERY has sort of played within themselves today and not just went all out. I think Mabuya, of course, they go for the jugular. They kept the pressure on right through. Maya Stanislas had scored a hat-trick by the 70th minute there and thereabout and went to take a shower. But this is the CLERY team, I think.
Different approach.
Yeah, they just were intent on maintaining control, not letting the game get out of hand, and being content to have scored those 2 early goals or 2 first half goals. And they just did their business. They picked up a third, they picked up a third.
Just get the 3 points.
I am a little disappointed in CHOISEUL. I felt that they should have had a go. When the game was at 2-0, I felt that they should have had a go. But the body language of the boys from CHOISEUL never suggested to me that they had the belief within themselves to make a fist of it.
Yeah.
And any top level coach critic will tell you that their players need to buy into what they're saying. They need to have the belief that they can go out there and execute what they do in practice, what they do at their training sessions. So a lot of motivation has to come into play here for this CHOISEUL team. You know, in the era where teams have psychologists, the mental part of the game is just as important as the physical part.
Yes, indeed.
And I think when the CHOISEUL team goes back to camp, that might be something that they may want to consider.
I'm with you on that. All well and good, you know, show up for the fixtures, you practice, but the belief and the philosophy needs to be there. Everybody needs to be on the same hymn sheet.
In professional football, that's how coaches lose their job, when they can't get the players to play with that belief, to buy into what it is that they are preaching.
Yellow card instance, probably the foot a bit too high.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's not simply just about making a tackle. Yes, he did get to the ball first, but the manner in which he tried to play the ball posed a danger to the opponent.
Yeah, it's a dangerous play right there. Immediate attention by the physio. The doc as well also offering assistance. Saw some cold spray being sent on.
And I like this from the Semi-Pro Football League, always having a doctor on hand, despite the fact that it is mandatory that each team has a physiotherapist. But
Yeah.
doctor is on hand in the event that it is beyond the scope of the physio.
That is correct.
It's been all too easy for CLERY this evening.
Very much so. We have 7 minutes of added time.
You can see CLERY not really interested in foraying forward right now, just
No need
more or
to.
less keeping the ball. Obviously, if the scenario comes about where they can go forward, they probably will. But it's more important to leave Mindo Phillip Park without any incident. The 3 points and a +3 in terms of goals. Mistake there by Lionel. Makes amends.
Just giving the ball back straight to Leclerc.
CLERY is probably in the showers now mentally. Seeing some miscontrolled passes, some lackluster control.
Too easy. Still Fresnel, let's score line. Free kick there for Choiseul. Nice little knockdown, ball went out of play.
It's a poor tackle there. I'm telling you, I think these guys, these guys are in the shower mentally.
Interesting ball played through. That was it.
Oh, that's a heavy tackle there.
It's a game that you have to be strong. It's a contact sport. But I would have taken off Degazo in that game a long time ago. Again, situation that, he's one of your prize players. You don't need him to be taking his brunt of tackles so late in a game.
Well, they probably should have just continued doing what they were doing, keeping possession of the ball instead of driving forward. I don't think there's any need to do that anymore. A good ball there.
Number 11 for Sozel seems to be a little sprightly player as well.
And Francis there with a strike. And that's it. All but a stroll in the park for CLERY, and they end this encounter against CHOISEUL 3-0. Let me just remind you guys of the next set of fixtures. That's before we take a break for the carnival celebrations. You can check out the next set of games at the Deriso playing field this Wednesday, the 9th of July. 7 p.m. Miku will take on Monrepo, to be followed by Deriso versus Marsha at 9 p.m. Of course, don't forget to check out all of the social media handles of the Semi-Pro Football League. And of course, also check out the website, slusemiprofootball.com. For Tennis in Glasgow, I'm Elijah Williams. Catch you guys again.